Hello there, guys. So today we're gonna do a two-mover again, and this time there's a lot more pieces on the board than usually in my puzzles. I want to give a thank you to Ute Allef, a viewer, who sent me this puzzle. I think it's pretty cool. Even though there's a lot of pieces, it's still very interesting, and of course, this makes it a lot harder. So note here that this pawn, all our pawns, of course, are going upwards. So this is not protecting this knight or something like this. It's going this way. Okay, so well, what can I say more other than it's time for you now to pause the video? Think about this, analyze, and take your time because it's pretty hard. And when you return, I will go through all variations with you. Go ahead. Okay, welcome back. So, first thing we notice that if we give a check, perhaps a check here with a rook, as said, this is not protected by the pawn because the pawn is going this way, so black will simply take here. And if the king is allowed to move away from e5, this brings an discovered check to our king. So, we cannot allow black to move the king, which will be the case in all different checks we have. There's another check we can do, which means we lose control over e4. Black will take there and give a discovered check. And of course, there's no checkmate after that. And look at the last check we can do here. If we do that, we block our bishop here. We block this diagonal, which means the king can come to e6. And there's a discovered check again. And there's not going to be a checkmate in the next move. We can try something like this also with a check. Black can take it, but he can also just take on e4 again and discover check. So that's not going to do any good at all. So we looked at this first, rook g5, but that means this knight is not going to be protected anymore. What if we can move something to protect it? Something like this? Well, no, it's not going to work. Black can simply take here, and this is not protected anymore. This move could be interesting. Rook to f3, and now we protect here, which means we are threatening to checkmate with the rook here. The king cannot move anywhere, so there's no way he can do a discovered check. But there's one move for black that will stop this checkmate, and that is sacrificing his rook on g7. Now this is not checkmate, of course. He will simply take it. And so we have to take it, and then we can have a checkmate in the next move. Something like this, perhaps. But it's not how we solve this because we want to checkmate in two moves. So, okay, it seems that we need to protect something in order to have a chance to give a checkmate in the next move. If we protect this pawn, then we open up for a potential checkmate here with the knight to g4. So, here comes the correct answer. We protect this by playing rook to e3. Beautiful sacrifice. We protect our pawn here, which means we are threatening a checkmate if he doesn't do anything about it. If he grabs this rook, then he opens up for the checkmate here on b2. Same, of course, if he passes here, then he wants to have an escape route, but we will still checkmate here on b2. If he does something like this, well, now we're protecting the knight with our queen, so then it's a checkmate up here. Let's see, well, if we have any other moves. Just a random move here, of course, this will be a checkmate. So just to show how it is. I don't think he can do anything else. He can put this bishop here to take here on g4, and it can also be put on f5 if we try to checkmate here. So that is a good way to look at it. But then he's blocking his own path here with the rook, which means we have the knight to f7 with a checkmate. I think we looked at all possible scenarios here now, probably. So, well, that's it. I'm gonna back up because I missed one move. This could be a potential starting move also. Uh, Now we are protecting this square, so we're threatening checkmate. But there's one move black can do to stop this, and that is bishop to d5. And we cannot take here because he's got the queen behind. Okay, so I think I managed to go through all variations. Maybe I missed something. Let me know in the comment section. Okay, we'll see you again tomorrow for something else. Bye bye.